Hey, Creative Babes. Thank you all for joining this YouTube channel. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. So welcome to my SpongeBob House of Details. So recently, we did a SpongeBob event for a 1-year-old, one of our returning clients, faithful clients. Don't you just love faithful clients, first of all? But she's requested SpongeBob SquarePants. So as you must know, it's an infamous show that's been playing from generation to generation on Nickelodeon. And it's all about detail. They have many sceneries in SpongeBob SquarePants as well as characters. So you can't do one character without the other. Of course, if you do SpongeBob, you got to do his best friend. You got to do where he works. And you got to do other pieces of the show that makes the show worthwhile. So I piled all of our details, well, majority of them, in this area so that I can show you a video of some of the details that we have custom made. So with the details, I want to tell you, when you're doing kids parties, you want to make sure you are visualizing, you give them great visuals, because kids love visuals. That's how they remember those characters, how they remember those shows. And you want to make it fun. You want to make it plenty of balloonage. You want to make the graphics where it will be memorable. So as Creative Events, we live up to our name. So my team did a great job on executing the vision for our client. So I wanted to show you some of the pieces before we house them back into our inventory, right? So with this event, of course, we did everything because we're extra, right? Who don't love extra? But we did also do a custom backdrop. Also, when you're doing your graphics, when you're doing the balloonish, you're doing things that's high, you want to make sure your lows are covered as well. So things like the colored rugs and things like that, I did implement it into my design. I just don't have them in this area. You see, this area is already full. Wow. Right? So with this first one, I know you know it right off the back, right? The Krusty Krab, okay? The Krusty Krab. Of course, we know we love green, so you're gonna do it right? We're gonna do it right. So with the Krusty Krab, as you can see, details matters when you're doing character events, especially when you're doing kids parties. So here, up on the sea, it's a little bit of rustic, a little sea moss, a little molded type look, little underformed type look. So we did wanted to take some key points that was already displayed in the series, in the sitcom, so that you can be able to recognize it and the physical and the reality, right? So the letters, you make sure the letters not straight. It got its own shape going on, a little texture going on. The outlining of the box, we make sure we outline with some of the green because of the algae, because it's under the sea. And of course, the windows and the sides and the mirrors, since it's under the water, you want to get that water effect, right? So we did the water effects in the front. Also, as well, we put the cartoon character here in the front. As you can see, Mr. Krabs right here in the front. So we can show you that this is Mr. Krabs for anybody who do not know. And then because detail matters, try to add as much details as possible. Here is a fishing net that was measured and put on the sides of it so that we can be able to display as much of the details as it is in the cartoon. And then on the back, this is the chimney at top, but on the back, it's just another cutout of SpongeBob. Because it's by pieces, our centerpieces, it showed the back and the front to the guests. So we want to make sure no one's looking at no type of unfinished product or anything. But we just added SpongeBob because he cooks in here, right? So details matter. So the next one that we see here, the chum bucket. So this is just another little cutout we had for one of our centerpieces. So with the SpongeBob, like again, it's a detailed event. So you want to make sure you are utilizing as much details as possible, as much of the characters as possible. So Squidward played a big role in SpongeBob. He is the one that wants SpongeBob to get away from him at all times. He stay mad. How many of y'all know somebody who just stay mad at work? That's Squidward. right? All right, so the chum bucket. Let me tell you. So the team, we had multiple discussions on how we were gonna do this chum bucket. I tell you, I have a creative team. When we get together, we think, execute, trial and error, but execute, right? So the hand. So this is the hand here, as you can see, the knuckles here. The chum bucket. So with this chum bucket, again, we wanted to make it as close as possible. And with this being the closest possible, we also added plankton on the side so you can know that this was his restaurant, right? And you know, in the movie, he always trying to get the Krabby Patty formula from Mr. Krabs and from SpongeBob, but he always never wins. So I just have two of them here because I had two tables with it each. And so like also when you're doing your centerpieces and design, mix it up. It don't have to be matching unless you just choose to. That's one of those things that you want to save money on, especially. But mix it up, make it fun, especially doing kids parties, right? Just like how I got all this in this area here. And also what they call like dummy setups, mock-up. This is a form of a mock-up here. This is a form of a dummy setup. If you have a client or someone who want to kind of see what it would look like, some of the pieces and stuff like that, this is a separate fee, right? That you can implement into your design business, whether it's for kids parties, grown folks parties, graduation, it doesn't matter. Anything can be drawn up, anything can be mocked up, anything can be set up to give a little bit of vision, but you only want to give a little bit. You don't want to give it all away, because I like the wow. I like when clients come in, they're like, wow, you oversee it, what we thought it was going to be, so that's why I like the reactions at the end, so I don't give too much away. Just a little tease. That's a little tease. But if you're going to give away a little tease, you have to put it in your design fee, okay? Also, this is another one. I just put both of them on here. So you see I had between like 6 tables, but I had 2 of each character. And this right here, this Krusty Krab here, just had SpongeBob on the front and had Mr. Krabs. Had both of them on the front. Again, mix it up, make it fun and free. Also, I use pillars. So instead of cake tables, I used some pillars. I saw something that had the SpongeBob tie on it, so I made sure I used the SpongeBob tie as his cake was sitting on. Also, in this video, I will be posting some of the videos that I took so you can see the full layout here. This is just streamers here. With these streamers, I use it as water effect throughout the design. And on my balloons designs, you see it get everywhere, y'all. On my balloon designs, I use things like Patrick, 4 balloons, hamburger, the snail. I don't know if you can see the snail right now, but I use different forms of balloon so that I can be able to put in the characters. And on my custom backdrop, it had the full line of characters, so you'll be able to see that also in the videos to come. I added some wow features. My wow features for this event was like, I have 1 year later birthday sign, the throne seat here in the front here, the welcome to Bikini Bottom that was on my display, also jellyfish in the ceiling. If you extra like me, definitely next time when I execute this, I'm going to be using the bubble effects from the ceiling, bubbles blowing in the air. I also use the marquee number 1 here with balloonish with it. And then this is one of my cutouts here. This cutout, if you watch a previous video, I was cutting out some images of SpongeBob and the gang. And with that being said, this is one of the boards that I had used for SpongeBob. This is one to cut out. So I just put one here so you could be able to see it from that video that I made that I posted on my YouTube channel. So again, make sure you like, share, subscribe. Any questions, make sure you put in our comment section so I can be able to answer your questions, okay? Also with the design, I wanted to make sure that I shown you all some of the designs that was made. Also, I say a majority of the balloons with the kids parties. I do try to be with a lot of balloons, make it more festive, make it more fun, make it more kid friendly. And if you want, that's one of the tips that you really can use when you are doing your balloonage or you're doing kids parties. Use as much as balloon as possible that's within your budget. As much balloons as possible. Be free with the balloons. Make sure you are using different sizes. Make sure you are using different foils, things that make it 3D, make it pop. And also just stay creative until the next event. Stay creative, baby.